Hi, it's Maureen Muldoon, and we're in lesson 69 with A Course in Miracles. My grievances hide the light of the world in me. No one can look upon what your grievances conceal, because your grievances are hiding the light of the world in you. Everyone stands in darkness and you beside him. But as the veil of your grievance is lifted, you are released with him, sharing your salvation now with him who stood beside you when you were in hell. He is your brother in the light of the world that saves both of you. So sometimes we don't usually use the word salvation, and sometimes I suggest that people use the word peace instead of salvation. Try it out, see if it works for you. We don't want to change the content, we just want to make it applicable so that we can apply it. So, and the bottom line is it's just saying we're not designed for grievances. Like, we're not designed for it. That's why it feels horrible. We get emotional hangovers when we try and pick up judgments and grievances and unforgivenesses. So today, let us make another real attempt to reach the light in you. Before you undertake this in our more extensive practice period, let us devote several minutes to thinking about what we're trying to do. We're literally attempting to get in touch with the salvation of the world. We're literally trying to attempt to get in contact with the peace of the world. We're trying to see past the veil of darkness that kept it concealed. We're trying to let the veil be lifted and see the tears of God's Son disappear in the sunlight. Let us begin our longer practice period today with the full realization that this is so, and with real determination to reach what is dearer to us than all else. So what is dearer to us than all else is our peace of mind. Salvation is our only need. Peace is our only need. There is no other purpose here and no other function to fulfill. That's what the Course says. The peace is our goal. Learning salvation is our only goal. Let us end the ancient search today by finding the light in us and holding it up for everyone who searches with us to look upon and rejoice. So, your happiness is important to this. But before we get there, we have to clear the way. So it says, be very quiet now, and with your eyes closed, try to let go of all the content that generally occupies your consciousness. Think of your mind as a vast circle surrounded by a layer of heavy, dark clouds. You can see only the clouds because you seem to be standing outside the circle and quite apart from it. From where you stand, you can see no reason to believe that there's a brilliant light hidden by the clouds. The clouds seem to be the only reality. They seem to be all that there is to see. Therefore, you do not attempt to go through them and past them, which is the only way in which you would be really convinced of their lack of substance. We're going to make this attempt today. After you've thought about the importance of what you're trying to do for yourself and the world, try to settle down in perfect stillness. Remember how much you want to reach the light in you today. Now, determined to go past the clouds, reach out and touch them in your mind, and brush them aside with your hand, and feel them resting on your cheek and your forehead and your eyelids as you go through them. Go on. Clouds cannot stop you. If you're doing the exercises properly, you will begin to feel a sense of feeling lifted up and carried on. Your little effort and small determination calls on the power of the universe to help you, and God Himself will raise you from the darkness into light. You are in accord with His will. You cannot fail because your will is His. There's a light within you that cannot fail. As we consistently tap into that light, we are having a holy communion with our divine, and our holy communion with the divine can lift us from every fray and every worry and every struggle and every old broken definition that is not the truth of who you are. So it goes on to say, have confidence in your Father today, have confidence in your source today, and be certain that God has heard you and answered you. You may not recognize His answer yet, but you can indeed be sure that it is given you and you will yet receive it. Try as you attempt to go through the clouds to the light to hold this confidence in your mind. This is absolutely going to work for you if you're willing to let go of these grievances. Try to remember that you are at last joining your will to God's. Try to keep the thought clearly in your mind that what you're undertaking with God must succeed. God can't fail. Then let the power of God work in you and through you that His will and yours be done. In the shorter practice periods, which you will want to do as often as possible in view of the importance of today's idea to you and your happiness, remind yourself that your grievances are hiding the light of the world from your awareness. Your grievances are literally blocking the light of the world from your awareness. So remind yourself often that you are not searching for it alone, and that you do not know where to look for it. Say then, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. I cannot see what I have hidden, yet I want it to be revealed to me, for my salvation and for the salvation of the world. Also be sure to tell yourself, if I hold this grievance, the light of the world will be hidden from me. If you are tempted to hold anything against anyone today. So we're not designed for grievances. We're designed for light, for laughter, for joy. We're designed for happiness. We're designed for peace. We're designed for extensions of God's love. We're not designed for grievances. And all of those grievances are literally blocks to the awareness of God's love that lives in you and comes through you and for everyone else. So if you continue to hold these grievances, if you continue to carve out these crucifixions, if you continue to think that you have a tolerance for anger and resentment, you're going to continue to live in a place of that feels very dark and heavy. And you don't want it. I don't want that. We don't want that. And God doesn't want it. So as we join our will with God's will, we'll be gently guided, lifted, and supported out of that old illusion, those old stories that do not serve us and have never served God. So this is today's lesson today. It is my grievances hides the light in the world, light of the world in me. It's amazing to think Jesus says, I am the light of the world, and this and greater things shall you do. So for us to claim, I'm the light of the world, yes, you are. So start acting like it. Let go of those grievances. Like, it's such small potatoes, really. You can't be muddling around with that little stuff. You need to show up and shine. You're the light of the world. So anyway, thank you for practicing lesson 69 with me. I'm expecting miracles for you and for me. God bless. Have a great day.